So President Trump says he wants to do another round of tax cuts. Now, this time he's saying, "Oh, it's a middle class tax cut." Wait a minute. Wait, then what was that first tax cut about? I'm just curious about that. But anyway, a reporter had asked him about the timing of the tax cut, which is actually very interesting and a little curious. Now, this is basically a transcript of what happened. The reporter asked, "You said lower tax cuts. You said that you wanted tax cuts by November 1st. Now, that is coming up. November 1st, very close. He wants to pass tax cuts for the middle class by November 1st. Now, the reporter adds, Congress isn't even in session. How is this possible? Trump responds, no, we're going to be passing, no, we're putting in a resolution sometime in the next week or week and a half, 2 weeks. First it's next week or the next week and a half or the next 2 weeks or whatever number I can basically pull out of my ass at this point. The reporter continues. He says, resolution where? Okay, so you're doing a resolution now. You originally said it was tax cuts. So now resolution, but where's the resolution going when there's nobody in office? There's nobody in Congress right now. He says, quote, we're giving a middle income tax deduction of about 10%. We're doing it now for middle income people. This is not for business. This is for middle. That's on top of the tax decreases that we've already given them. And I'm going to give you some context into those tax decreases. But the reporter follows up and says, okay, look, I'm trying to understand here. Are you signing an executive order for this? No. I am going through Congress. But Congress isn't in session now. Well, we don't have time to do the vote. We'll do the vote later. But Congress is out. We'll do the vote after the election. But after the election is also after November 1st. So, okay. He obviously has no idea what he's talking about. He's like, oh, there's a tax cut coming. Nobody knows about it. And by the way, Republican leaders are like, what are you talking about? Tax cuts? No, we didn't authorize a middle class tax cut. No, what are you talking about? 10%? We don't know anything about that. And by the way, we're not even in Congress. We're right now running our re-election campaigns. You know the things that Democrats made a deal with Mitch McConnell to go back and do in exchange for federal judges? You know, going back and campaigning for the election? Come on, man. Really? So he's basically, and the other fun thing is that he's like, oh, this is for the middle. It's not for business. Well, then what was the last tax cut about? Republicans claim up and down, oh, it's for the middle class. The middle class tax cut. Rich people are actually going to get their taxes raised. That is a bullshit lie. 83% of the benefits of that tax cut went to rich Americans, went to the top 10%. Now he's admitting, oh yeah, that one actually was not for you. It was for the rich. But now this one will be for you. And despite Congress being out of session, I've got a resolution. Now, look, for the record, I think a 10% tax reduction on the middle class is a great idea. Yeah, people making $50,000 a year or below. Wonderful. That'd be a great idea. And unfortunately, of course, Republican leaders, they're not interested in middle class tax cuts. No, they're interested in tax cuts for the wealthy, which was in tax 1.0. Now, here's the thing. The ones that already passed, regular working people, and this is the one that Trump likes to tout all the time, despite Republicans going, no, don't do it because they're deeply, deeply unpopular. I think it polls at about 24 to 27% among the American people. They look at this and like, what tax cuts? Where's mine? All I'm seeing is tax cuts for the rich. All I'm seeing is that, hey man, look, rich people got their tax cuts, but what do I save? I didn't save anything. Or I barely notice anything on my paycheck. Most people haven't even noticed a change in their paycheck, or it's just too damn small. They're like, I mean, yeah, I guess, but meh, whatever. Oh, so those tax cuts, by the way, that are meh and minuscule and basically crumbs, they go away in 2024. They sunset. Whereas the corporate tax cuts are there forever, ever. And in fact, according to the Joint Committee on Taxation, by 2027, every income group below $75,000 will see a tax increase. Only those income ranges above $75,000 will still see a cut by 2027. And according to the Tax Policy Center, only taxpayers higher than the 90th percentile, those about earning $225,000 and above, will have better than even odds of getting a tax cut in 2027. There's more. According to the Urban's Brookings Tax Policy Center, families earning $25,000 or less will save about an average of $60 on their federal taxes this year. And those making between $48,600 and $86,100 will save about $930. That's, of course, your middle class. So $930. Again, that is throughout the entire year. So that's still not very much. That is not significant, especially when you compare it to the top 1%. They will save an average of $51,140. And an average household, not really average, because there's nothing average about households making over $1 million. They would get an average cut of $69,660. And tax cuts 2.0, which is not the middle income tax cut that Trump was just talking about, but more cuts for rich people would add another $40,000 or more in savings towards the top 1%, people making over $1 million a year. That plan is actually much further along than this random out of nowhere tax cut supposedly for the middle class. He's making things up. It's basically an afterthought. They're making shit up. He's making it up. He's like, yeah, I got a tax cut coming for middle class people. No, you don't. No, you don't. Liar. Absolute liar. Look, here's the thing is, the tax cuts put forward by the Republican Party, they were never meant for you. No, they were meant for the wealthy. And whatever crumbs they ended up giving you were an afterthought in order to placate you while the donors run to the bank. That's the reality. That's why this tax cut is super unpopular. That's why nobody cares. That's why that's why Republicans aren't even running on it. They're like, oh man, this is deeply unpopular. Turns out the American people hate this because they see accurately that it goes to the richest Americans. So, more lies from the Republican Party, more lies from Donald Trump. That shouldn't be a surprise by now, but he got caught with his pants down, and it's kind of hilarious. He'll say whatever he thinks will try to get attention off his disastrous policy, but it's not going to work. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.